A Light in the Darkness Chapter 50, Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Days passed from that fateful battle, and the leader of the scouting party returned alone with one of the spare him styles so that he could share the technique amongst his people. Myself I cultivated, with the only breaks being the daily hour-long lessons and guidance that I gave the Sect's 50-odd disciples. But a week after the devastating battle between the demons of chaos versus the Tyrranids, I decided to take out a few disciples for training. "Ellesmere, you are in charge while I am gone, obviously," I announced as I took in the students that I chose to take out for training. "Today I will test you, the stronger disciples, to see where you have come over the past couple of weeks after fighting with those corn demon-possessed dummies." At my mention of the demented dummies, I bound the battle-hungry demons within. I saw many of the disciples, including a couple of the 6 I decided to take out, shuddered at the memory of fighting them. "On this trip, you are to hunt and kill the lesser Tyrranids lifeforms that now canvass this planet. Each kill you accomplish will award you Sect points you may redeem for treasures, pills, other martial techniques. Or if you accumulate enough, you may buy time from to personally tutor you, especially." I finished, and that, above all else, got their attention. Besides, a normal master could only impart their own version of a technique if they even knew it to begin with. I literally knew every technique in the Sect down to its perfected Tao version, in which you perform the technique with such sublime grace that it can come to life by draining your chi. Patriarch, may myself and my sister participate as well? Arya, the twin Eldar, asked me, and the human disciples perked up at the question as they themselves obviously wanted to join the elite team of hunters I put together. "No. Not for now, Arya. You have not bound your sister's soul within your body to exchange energies with one another yet. Nor have you even accomplished minor success with any of the Sect's martial arts, nor even the diamond body technique." At each mention of her failure to accomplish any hard milestones, her eyes tightened, but I continued. "You will get there, obviously. You are too talented not to. Even if you were to rest on your laurels, but you haven't cultivated long enough, unlike my human disciples, who have accomplished at least the minor accomplishment stage of all 3 things that I mentioned," I said, looking away from the angry Eldar woman. "Patriarch, I am stronger than them. Let me challenge one of them and prove myself so I can get the resources to cultivate faster, and thus there will be no issue on the next hunt, as I will have met those stages." Arya yelled, and as I looked at her, I couldn't help but think how her words made her sound like some kind of Xianxia protagonist who is trying to force their way into some kind of tournament arc. Then my eyes twitched as the leader of the youths, a darker-skinned teenage boy by the name of Darian, strode out of the lineup and bowed to me before speaking. "Patriarch, I ask that I face her challenge. I am the strongest of the huntsman team you have assembled, and if she is stronger than me, then I have no problem stepping aside to allow her to join as I defeat another member to take their place," he said confidently, and I wanted to give these damned idiots a timeout or hang them from a drying rack by their robes. "You idiots do realize I chose you all by your strength, right? I chose you all to thin the local Tyrranid numbers in a team, not go solo to hog kills, as your tablets record what's going on in your very souls so it can give a fair distribution of Sect points. Even if she won, then I wouldn't have one of you kicked out. That just means the team is a little stronger when she joins." I finished making the human disciples blush, and Arya closed her eyes, breathing out of her nose at the revelation. "But fine. I want you to see both of your progress anyway," I said as I pondered over their status. A talented human cultivator at the early stages, or an Eldar pisker who has lived and fought for centuries, and also has the spirit of a twin bound to a necklace she wore under her clothes. Darian, the first disciple of the younger generation. Versus Arya, a Wraith Knight pilot of House Bryner. All of you separate to give them an arena. I ordered as all the disciples did as I asked, using their movement techniques to dash through the air and even stand atop the light posts and atop the nearby buildings as the square in front of the Sect building was cleared for the 2. Darian took out his silver spear, forged out of a blessed silver alloy that was especially effective against warp entities and would dissipate spells and sorcery that collided with the spear. Whereas, as I mentioned, Arya, being only in the Sect for a week, hadn't had enough time to properly learn one of the Sect's martial arts, nor even exchange for the materials to have one of the Sect's budding blacksmiths forge them a cultivation tier weapon. So, Arya was armed only with a long Eldar sword, and it was clear that with her being a Wraith Knight pilot that actual swordplay wasn't her strong suit, despite her obviously having a great many more years of experience in swordplay than Darien. This battle will last 3 minutes at most. The terms of victory are as follows. First, 1 to actually blood the other with a good hit, or disarm the opponent as neither of you has any decent hand-to-hand combat experience. I finished, and it was honestly true, as Eldar never sought to punch their foes to death. For one, that would never work as the Eldar's enemies were all far stronger than they were physically, and secondly, they saw that as the height of being uncouth as to resort to fisticuffs. Well, hopefully, that view changes when my body cultivation reaches the point where I can punch through mountains and whatnot, as Ellesmere always gets whiny when I teach her fist and palm martial arts. Now begin. I yelled, starting the match between the 2.5 fighters.